Something that she's achieved is that she's the first female skipper to win an around the world race. Records tumble, all that sort of stuff, but first ever, always, is first ever.
So with that first Clipper race, it was pretty daunting. You're about to set off on this 40,000 mile voyage, and to think of the whole race in one go like that was just pretty scary. So I just broke it down to legs. Okay, we're just sailing from London to Rio, then from Rio to Cape Town. So that's how I managed it. It was quite tough. I had a very mixed crew. I didn't have a lot of experienced sailors on board. I had a couple, which was awesome. A lot of older crew as well. So it was quite a tough race. It was really tough, and it was a really windy race. It was the worst conditions in that first race than in the second race, so it really sort of honed our skills. You know, we were happy how we went, but it was just pretty tough. And then across the North Pacific, which is one of the toughest oceans I've ever sailed in, that's just the wildest ocean. For the time of year we go there, it's pretty wild. We had our knockdown where I got injured and someone else got injured, and we did some damage to the boat. To come back from that, but to see how the crew all came together was pretty awesome. But I did learn a lot. I became a better skipper, I think, more confident in myself, which was huge. I mean, as women, we tend not to back ourselves as much as men do, which is to our detriment sometimes, but I did certainly learn a lot about how to handle people.
She did very well on that. She went through some pretty scary times. She learned a lot from that time. They suffered some pretty bad injuries in very heavy seas, but she controlled all that, including a fairly decent cut to her own head. One of the girls was trapped under the broken wheel, and they got her out and sorted her out. She was pretty knocked around and had to go off the boat when they got to port, but they got there.
The low point was when I got injured and I had to leave the boat to have surgery, which was not very nice, but the high point was virtually everything else. I perhaps didn't think so at the time, but now I'm back. It was the most amazing adventure that I've ever done.
My injuries were I got knocked unconscious. I had a gash in my head that probably needed about 12 stitches, but we just steri-stripped up. I broke a rib. I was unconscious for a little bit as well, so I was in a lot of pain, but that was okay. Then Bridget dislocated a shoulder and had a head injury as well. What Jeff said the first time I went over, he was quite supportive and really backed me and thought it was a wonderful thing to do. The second time, am I allowed to swear here?
I grabbed her by the shoulders and looked her right in the eye and said, "You're an effing idiot." And obviously she paid no attention to me.
I think Jeff was more concerned about me being overseas and doing this race again. It's really tough. I mean, you've got 23 people's lives in your hands at times, and it's extremely tough, you know. And there's no other way of saying it. It's just tough. You don't sleep, you're training crew up all the time. It's hard. You're in some of the most hostile parts of the oceans of the world, so it's tough.
For Wendy, as the first Australian sailor to win that Clipper Around the World yacht race was just an incredible event for all women.
When she won it, and by a very close margin, and a lot of frustration in between time, when she won it, she came back. I grabbed her on the shoulders and I said, "I'm an idiot." All this sort of stuff where a woman has achieved amongst the blokes, it encourages girls to have a go.
Well, it's certainly shown that women can achieve whatever they want to do in sailing.
See my mum standing on the dock, proud as anything. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional. See my mum proud as anything on the dock, with everyone yelling out for Sanya and our team and stuff was pretty special, you know. It was pretty amazing.